The tension in the View studio was thick even before the cameras started rolling. The audience could sense something different in the air, a subtle unease, a spark waiting to ignite. Richard Gere, the Hollywood veteran known for his calm demeanor and spiritual outlook, was sitting in the guest chair, straight-backed, polished, and visibly guarded. Across from him sat Joy Behar, who had that familiar mischievous gleam in her eye, the one that usually preceded trouble. The show had begun smoothly enough. Whoopi Goldberg did her usual warm introduction, the crowd applauding enthusiastically as she listed Gere's filmography, from Pretty Woman to An Officer and a Gentleman. Richard smiled politely, waving to the audience as he took his seat. "It's great to have you back, Richard," Whoopi said cheerfully. "Good to be here, Whoopi," he replied, his voice calm and measured. "Always nice to talk about the new film, and not just the old ones." The crowd chuckled, and for a moment, it all seemed lighthearted. But Joy Behar was already leaning forward, cue cards in hand, her smirk deepening. "Richard, you've made a career out of playing charming guys, but your new movie's a little darker. More political. You've never been shy about your opinions, huh?" Richard nodded, still smiling faintly. "Well, I've always believed art should reflect the world we live in. The film talks about corruption, greed, things that are real." Joy pounced. "Right, but some people might say you've spent more time lecturing than acting lately. You know, saving the world, meditating in Tibet, giving speeches about capitalism. Are you worried people think you've gone a little, I don't know, preachy?" The audience gasped softly. Richard's expression didn't break, but his eyes hardened just a little. "I think people can tell the difference between preaching and caring, Joy," he said evenly. "There's a lot to care about." Joy shrugged, feigning innocence. "Sure, but sometimes it sounds like you're scolding everyone. You're an actor, not a prophet." Whoopi quickly interjected, laughing nervously. Okay, let's not get too philosophical before lunch." But Richard's gaze didn't leave Joy. "You know, Joy," he said, his tone suddenly sharper, "the irony is that people who call others preachy are usually the ones who talk the most." The audience reacted with a collective, "Ooh." Joy blinked, caught off guard, then smiled tightly. "Oh, that's cute. You practiced that one in the mirror." Richard leaned forward slightly, his calm exterior cracking just enough to show the irritation underneath. "No, I just call it like I see it. You asked a question that wasn't really a question. You just wanted a reaction." Joy laughed, that short, dismissive laugh that always meant she'd been hid but refused to show it. "Richard, darling, this is the View. Reactions are the point." Richard's tone turned icy. "No, conversations are the point. Respectful ones." The air in the studio dropped. The audience went completely silent. Whoopi looked between them, clearly torn between jumping in and letting it play out. Joy tilted her head, voice dripping with sarcasm. "Respectful. On daytime television, you might be in the wrong business, sweetheart." That did it. Richard's composure finally cracked. He sat up straight, his voice rising for the first time. "You know what's wrong with this format, Joy. You invite people on to talk about their work, but the second they try to say something real, you twist it into a headline. That's not journalism, that's gossip." Joy fired back, "Oh, please, don't act like you're some kind of saint. You've had your share of headlines too, Richard." Richard's jaw clenched. "Yeah, and I owned up to them. Maybe you should own up to how you treat your guests." The audience gasped. Whoopi raised her hands, trying to intervene. All right, we're not throwing punches today, people." But Richard was done. He pulled off his mic, glaring at Joy. "I don't need this kind of nonsense. I came here to talk about my film, not get talked down to by someone who thinks sarcasm is insight." The producers in the control room were panicking, waving their arms frantically. "Go to commercial, cut the feed," but the cameras caught every second. Richard stood, gave Whoopi a brief nod, and walked off the set. The audience erupted into chaos, some booing, some clapping, most just stunned into silence. Joy sat back in her chair, flustered but defiant. "Well," she said, forcing a shaky laugh, "I guess we struck a nerve." Whoopi glared at her. "You think?" The screen faded to black as the show went to an emergency commercial break. Backstage, Richard's team was waiting. His publicist immediately started damage control, whispering furiously. "We'll spin it as passion, not anger. You were standing up for authenticity." Richard paced, his usually calm face tense. "It's not about spin. I'm tired of people like her treating serious conversations like punchlines." Meanwhile, Joy sat in her dressing room, the weight of what had happened sinking in. Her producer poked his head in cautiously. Joy, the internet's already going crazy. She smirked faintly, though her voice was still tight. Let them. The show'll get record ratings. And she was right. Within an hour, #RichardGere and #The View Meltdown were trending across social media. Clips of the heated exchange flooded every platform. Fans were divided, some praising Gere for calling out the nonsense, others accusing him of being thin-skinned. The next morning, Joy addressed it briefly on air. Yesterday got a little heated, she said with a shrug. But that's what happens when passion meets opinion. Richard, for his part, stayed silent, except for a single line posted later that day on his social media. Sometimes silence says more than argument ever could. It was simple, poised, and cutting, a perfect reflection of the man himself. But no one could deny it. The day Richard Gere lost his composure on The View became one of the most unforgettable live TV moments in years. The atmosphere backstage was thick with tension. The moment Richard Gere disappeared behind the curtain, chaos unfolded. Crew members whispered into headsets, producers scrambled, and assistants dashed between rooms trying to salvage what was left of the morning show. The audience was still buzzing in their seats even after the cameras cut to commercial. The collective shock of what they had just witnessed, a Hollywood legend storming off The View after a fiery exchange with Joy Behar, left the entire studio vibrating with energy. Joy sat stiffly at the table, staring at the empty chair across from her. Her hands were shaking slightly, though she'd never admit it. Whoopi Goldberg leaned back in her seat and sighed. Well, she said under her breath, that's one way to start a Tuesday. Sonny Hostin looked over nervously. That was tense. Joy exhaled sharply. He completely overreacted, she said, her voice defensive but trembling with adrenaline. All I did was ask a question. Sarah Haynes, ever the peacemaker, tried to defuse the moment. Yeah, but it came out kind of strong, Joy. He probably took it as a jab. Joy turned toward her. Oh, please, he's been in this business for 40 years and he can't handle a little pushback. Give me a break. Before anyone could respond, a stage manager stepped onto the set. We're live again in 30 seconds, she whispered. Producers want to keep it light. No mention of what just happened. Whoopi groaned. Yeah, sure, let's pretend one of the biggest movie stars in the world didn't just storm off our show on live television. When the red light on the camera blinked back on, Whoopi plastered on her professional smile. Welcome back to The View. Well, things are never boring around here, that's for sure. The audience gave a scattered laugh. Joy forced a smirk and added, I guess some people just don't like a strong opinion. The comment drew a few claps from her supporters in the crowd, but others stayed quiet. The rest of the segment felt awkward and stiff, every attempt at humor landing with a dull thud. The energy of the room had shifted, and everyone knew it. When the show finally wrapped, Joy walked off set without saying a word to anyone. She slammed her cue cards on a nearby table and muttered, that man's got an ego the size of Manhattan. Down the hall, Richard Gere was in the green room, pacing furiously. His publicist hovered nearby, clearly torn between frustration and concern. Richard, look, this is going to blow up, she said carefully. We need to get ahead of it before it spirals. He stopped pacing, his eyes cold. You saw what happened. She didn't want an interview. She wanted a scene. And she got it. She does that with everyone, the publicist said softly. Joy's whole shtick is provocation. The audience expects it. Richard ran a hand through his hair, shaking his head. Then maybe it's time someone pushed back. I've dealt with critics my whole life, but that was disrespect. Plain and simple. Outside the studio, paparazzi were already waiting. Somehow, word of the altercation had leaked within minutes. As Richard exited through a side door, flashes of cameras erupted like fireworks. Richard, what happened with Joy Behar? One shouted. Did you storm off? He paused for a brief moment, his calm mask returning. No, he said simply. I walked away from noise. That quote spread like wildfire. Within an hour, every entertainment site had picked it up. Variety ran the headline. Richard Gere walks off, The View, after fiery clash with Joy Behar. Entertainment Tonight labeled it, a moment of Zen gone wrong. On social media, clips of the confrontation were everywhere, slowed down, captioned, analyzed frame by frame. The internet divided instantly. Fans of Gere praised him for maintaining dignity under fire, while others sided with Joy, calling him thin-skinned and pretentious. Memes exploded across Twitter. One showing Joy smirking with the caption, "Joy Behar, 1, ego, 0. Another featured Gear walking off set with the quote, "I walked away from noise," stylized like a movie poster. At ABC headquarters, the producers of The View were ecstatic. "This is gold," one executive said in a meeting later that afternoon. "We haven't had ratings like this since Meghan and Whoopi went at it." Meanwhile, Joy sat in her dressing room scrolling through her phone, alternating between irritation and satisfaction. "They're calling him a hero," she muttered, rolling her eyes. "Unbelievable." Her producer entered cautiously. "Joy, the clips everywhere. We're trending #1. Joy smirked. "Good. Maybe next time he'll learn not to talk down to me." That night, Richard's publicist drafted a carefully worded statement, "Mr. Gear values meaningful conversation and mutual respect." Unfortunately, that wasn't the atmosphere on today's segment. He wishes the hosts all the best. But Richard didn't post it. Instead, he took to his personal social media hours later with a single message, "Sometimes, walking away is the loudest thing you can do." The post went viral instantly. Celebrities weighed in, some applauding his restraint, others defending Joy. Whoopi, caught in the middle, addressed it briefly. The next day on air, "We're passionate people," she said. "Sometimes passion gets messy. That's live television." Joy, of course, couldn't resist getting the last word. "All I did was ask a question," she told the audience with a smirk. If he didn't like it, maybe he should stick to scripted lines. The crowd laughed, but Whoopi shot her a look that said enough. Behind the cameras, the show's producers exchanged knowing glances. Controversy or not, The View had done what it did best, sparked conversation, divided opinion, and made headlines. And as the clip continued to rack up millions of views, one thing was clear: Richard Gere's "Walk Away" had become one of the most unforgettable moments in live television history. In Hollywood, tempers flare and feuds fade, but this one, the day Richard Gere lost his patience with Joy Behar, was destined to live forever in reruns, memes, and the chaotic, unpredictable world of live daytime TV.